If I were to say that, hey, it's really easy to get used to this EX30, I would kind of be lying a little bit. It comes from the left side. No more cars actually coming and getting all ticked off because you're taking too long. Oh, but this one here, I think it's just too easy. Hey, welcome to Everyday Reviews. Today we're having a look at a very special Volvo. You see, this is the all-new electric EX30, and you know what? It's very, very special. Why? Well, first of all, it's the smallest SUV in their lineup, but also this is the quickest Volvo ever produced. This is gonna be fun. We mentioned this is the smallest SUV in Volvo's lineup. How small really is it? Well, if we compare it to the EX40, formerly XC40 Recharge, well, that one is 8 inches longer than this one and 1 inch wider as well. If you want to say compared to something like a Chevrolet Bolt, for instance, this is 3.5 inches longer than that. So that gives you a little bit of a gauge to how small it is, but it really doesn't look that small when you look at it from the outside. This is cloud blue, by the way, and I really like the styling of this. It has a great stance as well. It looks low, flat, and wide here. Love the two-tone roof. It really makes your eye think that this is tapered down more than it actually is, giving you actually more room in the back seat. Up front, a nice clean design. There is no grille. This is built off an all-electric platform, by the way, unlike the EX40. You get the signature Thor's hammer lights here, and these animate actually when you come up and walk up to them. Open up the front, and nice clean design. There is a compartment here. You will get an extra 7 liters of room in the front. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. In the back, this is where you can really see what I was talking about, how it's really low and wide, especially these wheels. They just seem like they're just pulled all the way to the outsides. Plus they are right basically at the back, very, very little overhang here. Love the kind of like the 2-tier LED lighting here. We do have a rear wiper standard, a power liftgate on this Ultra. Up it comes. Now remember, this is a small SUV, but you still have some decent utility here. You get 318 liters of storage here. They even actually have this little chart here to tell you what can actually fit. So you could go with a full-size stroller, set of golf clubs would fit here, back here, no problem. And there is a kind of a false floor. So you lift that up and there is additional storage. So you can actually just put this down lower, take this out to have even more storage. I believe it's about 61 liters more. Before we get into the drive of the EX30, let's talk about the inside. And you know what? One word to describe it: clean. Yes, they really have minimized a lot of any type of clutter, and it's just a clean look, including even the mirrors, the side view mirrors, the rear view mirrors are frameless, so that has a great look to it. There is no instrument panel in front of the driver, you know, very similar to what like Tesla has. You have a squared off steering wheel, great feel, good width of the steering wheel, and you have a large 12.3-inch screen in the middle. This is a Google system, but you do have Apple wireless CarPlay as well. One thing I do have to note though, I don't know if there's some software glitches, but several times my CarPlay has disconnected from here, even though my phone was still connected, and I'd have to go in and then it would just connect back up. Or if I was using the voice feature, trying to reply to a message, for instance, as soon as I hit reply, it would just kind of blank out and just kind of reset itself. So that's, you know, is that concerning? A little bit, but these are all things that have to do with software. Those can be actually fixed quite easily. If I were to say that, hey, it's really easy to get used to this EX30, I would kind of be lying a little bit, because for a lot of people this is very, very different. Since everything is menu driven, you have to go through the menus for almost everything, from turning your headlights on manually, you have to go through the system. And it's a multi-step process. For instance, if I wanted to go to my lights here, exterior lights, if I want to manually turn them on, I'm gonna hit that, and then I have to confirm okay on the steering wheel, in order to actually do that. Same goes with if I want to adjust the lights, I can do that as well. Or if I want to adjust my mirrors, I have to do it through the steering wheel with the arrows on the steering wheel. And it's, yeah, once you have it set, you're not really going to adjust it a lot more, but sometimes you may want to adjust your mirrors. Perhaps maybe you're parking and you want to maybe check out that curb. You actually have to go through this to do that. And if you're actually in reverse, you can't even get into this menu system. You actually have to go into park, come in here, adjust, and then go back as well. So kind of a little bit of a pain to do that. Yeah, you do get used to it, but yeah, you have to also get used to your speedometer, and your gear selector information is all up here. On the right of that, you can see all the radars and all the sensors are working, showing where other cars are. That's fine. And yeah, all your climate controls are down there. We actually have to go and use the screen to adjust temperature, or you can also use the Google Assistant. If I just go and hit the voice command button, turn the temperature to 22 degrees.
All right, changing the temperature to 22 degrees.
That's almost actually easier than going through the system. There is a redundant button up top or a touch for the defrost, for max defrost, which is good. Just in case if something happened with your system and it went down, you could still defog your windows and drive. But I kind of get it. They just want to clean things up. Glove box, hey, there's no traditional glove box in front of the passenger. There is, through the menu, it's a drop down underneath the screen. I don't mind that. It actually allows more room on the passenger side. For a small car, you have to use up all the room the best as you can. This middle console here, there is no storage, but it has a very, very smart holder for your drinks or whatever you want. I actually absolutely love this, and I've used this quite a bit. There is storage down below, and if there are two flaps you can open up, and you can actually fit quite a few things in there. I've got a camera in there, my sunglasses are in there. Whatever you want to hide through there, you can do that if you'd like. We also get this big, large panel roof. It does not open though, but it does have a nice opaque look to it, so you're not going to get beat down on the sun too much because there is no shade. There is an optional shade that you can actually get for this. And this one is also equipped with the upgraded Harman Kardon system. And what's kind of cool, it has this sound bar up front, something similar as you would find in your home theater. So there's 5 speakers built in there. The entire system has a total of 9 speakers and 1,040 watts of power in a small little cabin like this. That's definitely enough. It really does pump for sure. We've seen it in a lot of other Volvo products. Hey, they are a very sustainable company, and hey, the same goes for this EX30. Lots of recycled and recyclable material all around, whether it's from plastic bottles, fishing nets. You can see on the door panel here, it has this kind of speckled look. It does have a little recycled look, which I think that's what they're actually going for. I totally get it. It does have a very, very upscale, premium, and definitely a unique style to it. I love the door handles. They have a very elegant look and feel, and even the door handle is a floating design. Lots of room in the door pockets as well. So overall, as usual, Volvo is very, very good at utilizing whatever space is available, and since this is a small subcompact, it's important. And not only important to actually use that space well, but make it look and make it functional. So this top trim Ultra does get a 360 camera, but it's only available on the top trim. If you go for the lower trims, it is not available, which is a little bit unfortunate. The EX30 does have its own data connection. There is a free trial. I believe it's about 4 years that you get with it. So you get data, and with that, you can also go and download things from the Google Play Store, for instance, like YouTube. And hey, when you're not driving, you can enjoy your favorite YouTube channels. Maybe you're waiting for the kids, or just waiting around on killing time. Here's a real nice thing. When you get into the EX30, there's nothing to do. There's no key to actually put close to something. There's no start-stop button at all. You just get in, put the brake on, put it into drive, and off you go. When you finish, you get to your destination, you hit park, you get out, automatic locks. It's super, super simple. Love that aspect of this vehicle. So here we go. We're rocketing off. No surprise, it's an EV, super quick acceleration. So what do we have for power plants? Well, we have two. We have a single and a twin, which is a dual. So this is the rear wheel drive. This has 268 horsepower. Now they both run the same size battery, and that is a 69 kilowatt hour battery with charging up to 175 kilowatts. So yeah, plenty of charge speed right there. Range wise, this is the most out of the two, obviously, because it has less power, and this is 420 kilometers. Now, I'm not sure how you're gonna get that 420K, maybe in the summertime. Right now, we are in late fall. It is cold out right now. It is currently 4 degrees Celsius, but at 100% charge, and I understand the computer is kind of a guessometer depending on how it's being driven, but we're getting just over 300 kilometers on the computer's range with 100% charge. And so it's supposedly able to get 420. If I go into my trip computer right now and our status, all right, we are showing 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100K, which is not really that great at this time right now, but we haven't driven a lot. I think it is using a lot of power. I do have everything going on. This does also have a heat pump, and that should help in colder climates depending on how cold that it actually gets though. But if you go for the twin, now that's where the fun really happens. This is fun, but even more fun because that one, dual motors, and you're gonna get 422 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque in this tiny little car. That's insane. So remember when we said this is the quickest Volvo ever produced? Well, check it out. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.6 seconds. That's faster or quicker than even like a brand new Porsche Carrera, or even a Dodge Challenger Hellcat. That's how quick this is, and yeah, at a fraction of the cost. And those have much more horsepower as well. That Hellcat's like over 700 horses. So yeah, this thing really does launch really well. Now in the wet here with the rear wheel drive only, I can actually get some wheel spin even with the traction control on. It's very controllable. That's what I like about this thing. It's very predictable. Okay, we're out of light, here we go. You can hear it. It's almost like the traction control it's allowing you to spin a little bit, which I like. I really do like that. It doesn't really hold you back, but you're still in control. For people that like one pedal driving, there is one pedal driving on here. You'd have to go through the menu into your car settings and just hit one pedal. One thing to note, okay, I have it activated right now. It is not overly strong, which is good for me. I don't like a super strong one pedal, but if you're used to kind of like a conventional one pedal, like I'm coasting right up to this vehicle in front of me, and it's taking a while to stop. And I can't find any type of setting to actually make that any stronger. If you're a one pedal driver, that may annoy you. For me, I like it. Actually, I'm just gonna turn it off because I'm not a fan of one pedal driving. But so yeah, be aware of that. The handling of the EX30 is surprisingly good considering, hey, it's a small car, but the beauty of an EV platform, those wheels, front and rear, are pulled all the way to the front and back, giving you the longest wheelbase possible as you can for the size of vehicle. And that really does help on this type of vehicle on this size. Ride is quiet. One thing to note though, and I'm not the only one that noticed it. Cynthia, my wife, she likes light steering wheels. You know, she comes back a lot of times, oh, I like it because it feels easy to drive when it's light, she feels. She came back and she said it's too light for her even. Look I'm using 2 fingers right now, 2 fingers, okay? This is how easy it is to steer this. And you can set how hard or easy it is. This is set to firm, as stiff as it gets, and that's how easy it is. And you know, sometimes you want it a little bit stiffer. It gives you a little more security and confidence. Let's say if you're driving at higher speeds, for instance, that you have a little bit more resistance. But this one here, I think it's just too easy. I'm sure they could actually adjust this purely just by software, just like most things nowadays, but yeah, do have to mention that. The Volvo EX30 is equipped with the latest park assist from Volvo, and what I like about this is that unlike other older systems where you have to go really slow and look for a spot, watch, I just passed the spot. I haven't even activated yet. I'm gonna activate the camera there. It's already found the spot. I'm just gonna hit the number 1 with the green box, and that is it. Okay, so no more cars actually coming and getting all ticked off because you're taking too long. Oh, there was just a vehicle on my left, vehicle pulling out on the right. It's sensing all of that. Plus we have vehicles on both sides as well as behind us. So this is a really, really good test. Not only that, it's actually raining. So it is really putting everything to the test. Now, I'm always ready to intervene in case, but it's operating the throttle, the brake, as well as the steering all by itself. I've done this quite a few times already, and for the most part, it gets a spot really quick. Sometimes you're not completely straight. This one is perfect, actually. There we go. We are within the actual parking spot. It even handles the turn signal for us. That's it. If you want to fine tune it to go back further, you can. Otherwise, just get out and go. So what are my likes on this EX30? Hey, number 1 has got to be the drive. It is so fun, maneuverable, super peppy. And this, once again, this is only the 268 horsepower rear wheel drive. Hey, that 400 horsepower must be just a crazy, crazy animal. We will get that one day and have that on the channel. Number 2, I like the style of it. As I mentioned, it looks good. It's very, very proportional, and it has a nice premium look and feel inside and out. Number 3, that 1-pedal drive. Yeah, I said, yeah, it might be a little bit light for some people, but the fact is that you can turn it on or off. There's too many vehicles nowadays, you know, like the Tesla, the Rivian, these EVs, that it's only 1-pedal drive. I love when manufacturers give you the option for that. For my dislikes, well, we mentioned everything is driven through the screen and menu. I think it's still too much. You know, give me at least a few buttons for things like my mirror adjustment. You know, just that's my wish list. Next thing would be the steering. It's just way too easy. If my wife thinks it's too easy, it is just way too light, which, you know, can be a little bit annoying for some people. So what are we looking for price here? Well, the EX30 is not inexpensive, but you have to remember you are buying a premium product. This is not a budget vehicle, and it really does show. The single rear-wheel drive that we're driving right now in the Ultra is $59,100. If you want to go for the twin, this is where it gets interesting. It's only $3,000 more. Yeah, $3,000 more, so $62,100, and you're gonna get 400 plus horsepower with that. Oh, by the way, the range goes from 420 to 402 if you go for the twin. In my opinion, hey, it's completely worth it for $3,000 to get all of that extra power for sure. And the all-wheel drive for those that may. If you live in inclement weather conditions, that's perfect for that. Let's wrap it up. I'm really liking the direction Volvo is taking with their all-electric lineup, starting with the EX90. That's their large 3-row all-electric that we test drove a couple months ago. If you haven't watched that video, I will leave a link in the video description. You know what? That big brother to this EX30, they both share some of the same technology, so you're getting kind of the best of everything. And contrary to what people say, size isn't everything, because not everybody needs 3 rows and are hauling people around. If you're looking for something that's sporty, quick, premium in a small package, well, this EX30 ticks all those boxes. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when I picked this vehicle up, and I gotta say, I'm very, very surprised how much I really, really enjoy it. That's it for today's video. Hope to see you in the next Everyday Review. Ciao.